are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirely without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group, copyright 2025. All rights are reserved.
The march to freedom is long, and it must continue to evolve.
Led by God and grounded in Scripture.
The march to freedom must be righteous, with a focus on accountability and sustainability to ensure that we leave no man behind.
Have the courage to do the right thing and get yourself a red Bible.
As we unleash the minds, you can be confident that the revolution is alive, and we will continue to document it.
This is Freedom March.
This is Freedom March.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Levin Miller. Welcome to Freedom March. You're listening to us on channel 103.5, The Beat FM, channel 224, that's on cable, channel 112, that's on Flow, and of course on ILTV Studios, where by now you should just be following us. I'm joined in studio by Bradley Roll, the spiritual advisor extraordinary and plenipotentiary. He's a spiritual advisor for the whole Bahamas, I'm told. Bradley, once again, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you so much. Good to be here, Levi. Indeed.
Pandemonium in the streets, Bradley. That's what's happening outside.
Downtown.
Yeah.
Earlier today. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not, can I say that I'm not at all bothered by it?
No?
No.
But then
The BPSU represents who?
the workers, right?
Public servants. The TUC represents.
What's the other one? Because I think it's either three.
There were two of them out there, right?
What's the
That's
third one?
that's the
The third
new-
one's Old
I don't remember seeing another union president out there. I only saw two presidents.
Okay.
And those are the president and vice president of the new Congress, correct?
Okay.
Because there's the NCTUB, the TUC, and what is the name of the the Congress that's led by Belinda Wilson? So basically, Belinda Wilson's umbrella union is, I guess, who is responsible for this march today. But if I did the mathematics on it, that looks like about 1% of their membership that was out there today.
Does it really matter though? The
But
percentage?
what do you mean?
Is
Politics is a numbers game. What do you mean?
Not
the
in this
numbers-
case. I don't think they
numbers
went out there
matter.
for numbers. They went out there with a purpose.
That's not true. Belinda said that the prime minister is going to meet with us, and if he don't meet with us, or if they meet with us and they say something that we don't like, we coming back out here and we coming out with more numbers. That was
Okay.
exactly what was said. So what do you
Okay.
mean the numbers don't matter, bro?
Okay. Well, what was the purpose of this protest? Because apparently the prime minister he didn't know.
Me and the prime minister in the same boat. I don't know either.
Don't know why the protest went down.
No clue.
It has nothing to do with promises made.
But okay,
Money.
But what is the rule on promises, Bradley?
That if you promise someone, you should make good on your promise.
Have-
That's the
have-
rule.
But has the promise been unmade?
Not yet.
Has the
Well,
government-
not yet. The government did promise these folks that they were going to get their pay in December.
Right. That's the second
Right.
promise. There's been
No, the first promise was June, I think.
Right.
Sorry. Forgive me, people. Forgive me. The first promise was June, right?
Right.
And that didn't happen. And then the promise was then made after.
No, the promise
inquiry.
was September. Because remember they were mad, or August. They were mad last month that they didn't get the money last month, August.
August.
And then the government said,
August.
well, we need 90 more days, right? December, right? And all I'm saying is, has there been any retracting of the promise?
Which one?
The promise, even
The
if
promise
the
has been
date
delayed.
change,
Could we say that it's
right?
been
So
delayed?
even if the date changes, the
Promise
promise
is still-
still
it's still there.
stands. Has there been any retracting of the promise?
I think this is probably a good way to put some pressure on the government to make sure that they do make good on their promise. I don't know. It could be that.
I'm going to tell you what I think in this show. But let's get to the Holy Scripture after the break, because maybe the Holy Scripture might cool me off. I'm going to tell you what I think after this show. I don't understand the logic, and Kingsley Ferguson is an Ackland's man. He has to be a man of logic. This just is an Ackland's man behavior. We'll talk about that on the next side of break. Freedom Watch will be right back.
Fill up box for all $30. new KFC fill-up box, serving 6 juicy pieces of chicken, 4 buttery biscuits, crispy fries to share, and 12 premium original recipe KFC nuggets, all packed into one crave-worthy box. So dig in and do whatever the crunch you want with the KFC fill-up box. Only at KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Experience the difference with BTC's fixed services. Whether you're working from home or enjoying family time, BTC ensures you're always in touch with the people and moments that count. BTC isn't just a service, it's a lifestyle. Stay connected, stay inspired, and live your best life. BTC.
This is Freedom March.
Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Levan Miller. Bradley Rule, spiritual advisor extraordinary and plenipotentiary, is here with us. And if Bradley Rule is here, then it must mean that there is something from the Holy Scripture. So Bradley, tell us, what does the Holy Scripture have to say?
Today we're still in the book of Acts, but we're looking at different thought here in the book of Acts. But let me ask you a question though, before we read the scripture. When you go to a Bible study or a church service, and the preacher is preaching or making a presentation in a Bible study, how attentive you are in what is being said, and do you go and fact check him to see what he's saying is correct? Because apparently most people don't. People just naturally accept that if this man says he's a man of God, that you got to trust him, and that whatever he says to you, you should accept that he won't make an error in doing so. But I think that is not right. It's not good. Let me say that first. It's not
I
good.
actually think that your pastor should tell you. I don't think you need the Bible for that. I think your pastor should invite you to test his theology. If your pastor proclaims something, I think, because Sunday preach inspirational word may not necessarily be the best place for you to go and get information. You go there to get insight, you go there to get inspiration, you go there to get revelation. That is the purpose of the preached word. If you are interested in knowing the context of the Bible, the history of the Bible, the chronology of the Bible, etc., 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 you should find yourself in a decent, wholesome Bible study. And at that wholesome, decent Bible study, the pastor that is actually going through scripture with you should himself admonish you to go and study the book.
They don't, and sometimes if you're invited to Bible study, and these are not members now, if you invite, let's say a visitor comes into Bible study, and he listens to something that the preacher says, and then during the question and answer period, he may say, well, excuse me, Mr. Preacher, I don't know if I necessarily agree with what you said, and that's because when I look at this book, when I look at this chapter and this verse, it seems to contradict what you say. And that's when most preachers get upset. And they be like, well, listen, I don't know if you hear the cause division among my Bible class students, but I don't know if I can entertain scriptures from you. But here's what I want to do. I want to look at a passage in the book of Acts, and I want to show you where they fact-check the Apostle Paul.
Okay.
Now, what is interesting, if they could fact-check the Apostle Paul, where does that put your preacher?
Beneath Apostle Paul.
Because if the Apostle Paul was a man who had direct revelation and contact with
So
Jesus,
Paul claimed,
yeah, he
Yeah.
says, yeah.
Right.
And you could see it in his writings because his writings don't contradict anything that the other disciples write
Okay.
or the teachings of Jesus. They all connect together.
they correlate.
And if you fact check the Apostle Paul, why you can't fact check the preacher?
That's my point.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to you that a preacher worth his salt should say to you, it's funny when I hear women say, Bradley, my pastor say, anytime any woman, put the camera on me, any woman who tell a man, my pastor say, let me tell you what I hope for you, my dear. I hope he pack you up in a box, put clear packaging tape on that box, and ship you right by your pastor house for you to go and live in there. It is unchristian, in my view, to come and tell a whole man what your pastor say. And I believe, Bradley, you'd be far more judicious in your effort to say to him, well, babes, I've checked the scripture based on my belief. I want to show you what the scriptures say. So the reason you having a problem in your home, I feel my Church of God flaring up, Bradley, is because you keep going in that man house to tell him some backward hogwash about my pastor say. And I want this, the Spirit of the Lord just came to me and tell me to tell you that you ought to stop it. All right, Bradley, let's go to the scripture.
All right, so let's look at Acts chapter 17.
Your Church of God don't flare up, eh?
Well, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but in doing that, and it's nothing wrong with being the emotional side of it, I like to go to the book and see what the book says.
Let's see what the book says.
But in Acts 17, 10 to 12, the Apostle Paul in Berea, it says, as soon as it was night, the believers sent Paul and Silas away to Berea. On arriving there, they went to a Jewish synagogue. So this is a small little Jewish gathering. Now the Berean Jews were of more noble character than those in Thessalonica, for they received the message with great eagerness and examined the scriptures every day to see if what Paul said was true. And as a result, many of them believed, as did also a number of prominent Greek women and many Greek men. This is interesting. These Bereans, the Berean Jews, that is, were of more noble character than the Jews in Thessalonica, for they received the message with eagerness. There's nothing wrong with that. But here's the catch. And they examined the scriptures every day to see if what Paul said was true. So the question is, do you fact check your preacher? I know of a very popular TV evangelist in the United States, someplace in Houston. After he preaches a sermon, he said, now listen, if the Spirit of God has moved you and dealt with your heart, I want you to repeat this simple prayer after me. Lord Jesus, come into my heart. I accept your Son as the Son of God, and I believe that he died for my sins. And then he says, if you just repeat this simple prayer, you just got born again. Is that true? Can we find that in Scripture? And this man is talking to over 30,000 people. Now, which persons in that audience truly, if their heart is right, would go back to the Scriptures and fact check him to see if what he's saying is true? Is that the way to be born again? Is that what Jesus taught? Is that what the apostles taught? I can tell you, you'll be very, very much hard-pressed to find that in the New Testament, not that prayer, as far as a person being born again. So I just thought I'll just share this today, so that you, whenever you go to these Bible class or attend these churches, you have to fact check your preacher. I understand the love for the preacher. I understand the camaraderie and the trust. But regardless of what he may say, remember now, he's just a mere human being. He's a mortal man. And he could make mistakes. Or he could make a mistake. Whatever he says, please, go back to the book and fact check him, because they fact check the Apostle Paul. I read the word from Acts 17, 10 to 12, the NIV version. And of course, the Bible, the Word of God, is forever and ever blessed. Amen. Thank you, Medusa.
And so, Bradley, I'm very happy for Holy Scripture, but let's move on to the things that are carnal. I am now dubbing Kingsley Ferguson as a modern-day Brian Ross.
Wow, that's kind of heavy.
Yeah.
You know what Sir Lyndon called Brian was?
A faker and a fraud.
And I don't want to listen. I'm not here to talk to the man. The man is a faker
and a fraud. And I have just dubbed Kingsley Ferguson from this platform as a modern-day Brian Ross. And I think that he is, you ready for this? Uh-huh. I think he is Brian Ross, the reincarnated. There you have it. How you like that?
Is Brian still alive?
According to my...
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I think he is. I think he is still alive, yeah.
This is the same play from the playbook. Brian Ross to stabilize Sir Lyndon Pinland and his administration with overly sensational stories that he couldn't pin down in facts.
You sure about that?
That's what the evidence shows. The We March movement was the reincarnated Brian Ross, which took down and destabilized a Christie administration that was grappling with trying to hold on to power. So much so that Mr. Christie is in a newspaper quoted as saying they've brought a list of demands to me and I've scheduled a meeting. You see, they can't lie to me. I sat in the room when the list of demands were put together. They can lie to the rest of the people, but they can't lie to me.
You was in the room?
I sat in the room when the list was put together to take to Perry, Gladstone, Christie. They could lie to everyone else. They can't lie to me. And what I saw today, show us the aerial view of the little gathering that they had out there today.
Man, why you saying little gathering, man?
The
Man,
BPSU, the
they had
Bahamas.
the crowd was more than little now.
It was the same amount of people in a struggling Baptist church.
So you're saying it's what, 150 people
About
out there?
150 people.
You sure about that?
Look at this ain't me. Look, see,
That's all was out there.
I used to sit in empty churches where the pastor already lose the anointing and only
That
person
crowd right
who
there, that's
you
only
know
150?
is him and his wife. I'm telling you that when we had the protest on Bay Street, C.B. Moss is quoted in the newspaper as saying that we march broke no rule, that they had a permit for, what is the square where Samilo Butler sits? Rawson Square. And the crowd was so big that they simply spilled over into Parliament Square. And that the square belonged to the people. And I'm telling you that this little gathering here, I think the guy on 300 refers to it as a sultry dozen. I don't know if this is enough to move the hand of a prime minister.
He got his attention.
I don't know what Brave walked across the road to talk to them about.
No, you can't say that. No,
The
no,
Prime
you can't say
Minister-
that.
Bradley,
No, you can't be
Bradley.
that insensitive. The people are there.
Can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead.
The Prime Minister has an entire communications arm. You agree?
Okay.
As a matter of fact, one that is respond too much, if you ask my opinion. If a fly get killed in the office of the Prime Minister and they somehow needed to use a fly swat and not some environment-friendly bug spray, Latrell Raman and the team would generate a press statement in that regard.
So you're saying that Trey Raman should have addressed the crowd?
I'm saying that office of the isn't he Director of Communications? Director of Communications in the office of the Prime Minister could have simply addressed this. The Prime Minister must have.
Yeah, they didn't
Here's
go
the
down
thing.
there to see Trey Raman, though. I can tell you that much.
But you must assume that all utterances from the office of the Prime Minister comes from the Prime Minister.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm saying to you, Bradley, put the aerial surveillance back up. This ain't a bunch of people.
But a true politician would go himself and
They
address the
put
crowd.
themselves in harm's way by going to go and get photo ops with these angry mobs of people,
No, man,
Bradley.
they-
Let
the
me
police-
tell you
the police
why.
is there.
Because I can tell you as someone that has led protests that you cannot account for the temperament and the mindset of everybody on your protest.
This is true. This is true, and I agree with that. That's why.
And I don't think the leader of the nation. See, when you talk about BPSU, you're talking about a broad spectrum of people, you know.
Okay.
And the Bahamas government has given out second chances in its employment. So some of these people have criminal backgrounds. Okay?
You want to go that? You want to go down that
Well,
road?
bless the Lord.
You sure about that?
Some of these people under the employ of the Bahamas government has had brushes with the law.
Okay. So they could be dangerous.
They could be dangerous. And all I'm saying is I don't see the value in the nation's leader, who is only a pint-sized man, going towards an angry mob of people.
But he has a defense.
What? You mean a senior police officer with 38
No,
years
man,
on the
you
force?
got police officers there.
My brother,
They had the place look like it was properly manned to me.
my brother, when we marched them, left Arawaki in November of 2016, it was about 2,000 people on that march.
That's the people they had on black, right?
Yes.
Okay.
When they marched them again, if my timeline is right, somewhere around January of 2017, there was even more people on that march. There was everyone there except for the PLP because, believe it or not, Fred Mitchell was right. And Fred Mitchell said at 2016 that this was not about forward movement. It was an arm of the FNM. And I'm telling you that the behavior I saw today looks to me like we marched 2.0, and as a consequence, I calculate Kingsley Ferguson to now be the reincarnated Brian Ross. Ta-da!
But one black and one white, though.
Don't worry about that. He's Brian Ross in spirit. Because you cannot tell me that you did not negotiate for this review in salary. The government didn't sign in an agreement for this review in salary. The Prime Minister said, play the words of the Prime Minister so that you could understand my exact difficulty with the unions and this nonsense. And you know what I'm doing? I'm calling for people like Mr. Burrows and them, I mean you, Alexander, to begin to rally and snatch these unions from these old men that have spent their time. I want you to take their power. I want you to cut their balls from underneath them, because until you do that, they will continue to try to be the bucking ram, Bradley. And I've told you that only one ram could buck on a hill at a time. But if this ram look like he lacks the kind of temperament it takes to lead the flock down the pasture correctly, it may be, I agree with you, let's not shoot the ram. Let's not shoot the ram. He was a good ram. He's led the flock the whole time, and he's a friend of the family. But I say to the men of the executive body in any one of these unions where the leader appear to be losing it, that it is time for young men like Mr. Burrows to get off their laurels and snatch these unions from the hands of men that have simply sat in place for too long, and obviously.
But you can't snatch it though. They have a democratic process.
Well, you agitate for the process. Because what cannot happen is we cannot, school just going back in. These things are just returning to normal. Every rating company on the planet says that the Bahamas is now functioning, and I'm not prepared to let the unions disrupt that. Don't move. Freedom March will be right back.
This is Freedom March.
This is Freedom March.
Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Levan Miller, Bradley Roll, the spiritual advisors. Yeah. Listen to me, all right? There are men that are charged, Bradley, with the protection and the security of people in public life. Mm-hmm. Don't blame me. Your ma could have sent you to Prime Minister school and you could have been Prime Minister, and then you would be subject to the same protections. I'm saying to you that I see there's now circulating some nonsense on the Prime Minister's Facebook page about, you know, him going to face the people. And all I'm saying to you, Bradley, is firstly, it wasn't like this was 20,000 people and the Prime Minister needed to feel compelled to go and see them.
I don't know if you can say he was compelled. Listen, I
don't think he was compelled.
I think he may have been moved with compassion.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Because Jesus did that a lot and moved towards the crowd.
Have we had prime ministers in this country assaulted before? Well, they certainly threw bear, I think it was on Brent Simonet, didn't it? Haven't we had...
Somebody slapped Brent Simonet.
Public... So why would the prime minister be out there?
But Brent wasn't the prime minister.
Well, great. You know what MM say? MM say, boy, I MM here. You tell the sub-lieutenant you want MM slap him. And if no one don't stop you, MM soon directly you go one slap a lieutenant. And MM if they don't get to you after that, MM you go one slap a senior lieutenant. Boy, and my God, if no one known MM put a stop to that, next you go one slap a lieutenant commander, and that might MM be me. So I have to nip this in the bud today. So if they throw bear, slap, throw peanut, whatever they did to the deputy prime minister, and that was what, 20 years ago, what you think make the prime minister off limits? He's only a pint-sized man.
He has protection.
Oh, okay.
It's different. He has protection.
And when a random missile come out of this crowd,
But you know what's interesting though? The prime minister's detail even saw that it was okay for him to move towards the crowd.
Because I'm willing to bet you whoever is in charge of his security
advised against
said to him, sir, let's not go over there. I am willing to bet you no security detail leading person that I know would let him walk into that.
But you know what? I won't do that to our people, you know. For the most part...
They've done it before, Bradley.
But for the most part, Bahamians are rather passive people. I don't know us to be violent towards our government officials. I don't know of anyone who would walk up to the prime minister and try to slap him. I don't know of anyone who would do that. You just tell me
Brent Simonet gets slapped.
Brent Simonet was not the prime minister. And the person who did that, if you... Oh,
I don't
sorry.
know.
Well, let me not go
I don't know who did it. But I'm saying to you...
Yeah, but...
Brent Simonet could get slapped. And he taller than Brave. You don't think Brave could get slapped? And here's what's funny. The prime minister...
I don't know if they was going to do that. They went out there for... You know, and another thing too. Just hold that thought. But it does appear as if it is being rumored that this was an FNM-led protest. So
was We March.
But how do you...
So was We March.
How do you conclude that, though?
What you mean?
How? That this was a union exercise.
And I said...
why are people mixing the two?
I say like I say always, watch the money, my friend. Watch the money, my friend. Where is the financing coming from? Where these placards come from? Who paid for the markers? Who paid for the stick? Because poor people, these people say they ain't got no money, so we know damn by they own. Play me the woman with the 9 children. Let me tell you who ain't. Hold on.
You know what's for a placard?
No. You know why? Because I don't practice foolishness. I couldn't care if it was 2 Haitian good and a Jamaican $20. I ain't buying no more placard in this country because I realize that many of these movements are pushed from the puppeteers, from the background, and they have nothing to do with the benefit of the common man.
This was an FNM-led protest.
You're not going to hear me say that publicly. What I will say is we found out that We March was FNM-led.
So you're comparing the two.
And they hoodwinked people into believing that it was about something more than that. Yeah? So let's go to the clip. Let me tell you who I sure ain't put no money towards the placards.
Yes, I have 9 children. Okay? I have 9 children. Well, some of them are of age, but I have grandchildren. Okay, and some of my kids are not working, so I have to take on that responsibility to help with them. They might parent. You understand? So no matter what, and on top of that, I have bills. We all have our bills to pay. When our bill, our light bill come out, and we don't have the money to pay, we can't go to BPL until BPL. The government didn't give us our money.
Why are we ready to pick it up? I mean, all this minutia. I mean, you're putting on. I'm supposed to be sponge common thieves. Let go of hard working people's money. What do you want? Our husbands to go and steal? All you guys carry on the cash? Get this Commonwealth thing back together.
And so we know that none of them two could afford no placard. We know that none of them two could afford no marker.
So why are we measuring this march by a placard, though? What was the purpose of the march?
Bradley, stay with me in this debate here.
What's the purpose of the march, though?
Who fund? The people need water. The people need orange when they finish marching.
Okay.
Follow the money, Bradley.
Donations.
Okay.
It happens all the time.
The Prime Minister says he has absolutely no clue what the protest is even about. And if you have no clue why they're protesting, why are you out there?
I don't understand what the protest is about, and they'll have to tell you about that. I don't understand what the protest is about,
and so here is what the protest is about based on my understanding. The government of the Bahamas has made an assessment. The union has said they didn't consult with us. Well, fantastic. I hear you. But which employer has any obligation to consult with any union about salary adjustments? There is no mandate that happens. There is no... Do you employ people?
Yes, I do.
Are they workers?
Yeah, man.
Do you have your workers... Do you consult with anybody about what the pay of your workers will be?
No, but I ask my workers what they want.
And you could be guided by that, or you could not. And so I'm saying, even if the government facilitated a meeting with the union to negotiate the adjustment in pay, there's nothing that says that the government needed to listen to that. And we know that those are the kinds of things that costs union uprisings all the time. But the government made a decision to give the money to the people. The government then came back and said, now that we've done our checks, we need 90 more days. The Prime Minister didn't come out here and say anything different. The Prime Minister said, I'll have the money to y'all before Christmas. That is equivalent.
It's the same thing, though. It's the same thing.
Please go to the clip with the Prime Minister saying, this was a no negotiation. We ain't never agreed this. I promised this money to y'all out of the goodness of my own heart.
I want to tell y'all, first of all, the decision to give you all some money came from me, from my heart, because I understood that your neighbor was nothing to negotiate it. I thought that I'm trying to help all of you. Y'all will be paid, and the payment will be before Christmas. You will be paid before Christmas. I'm going to meet with your two leaders. I'll do that as quickly as possible. It may not be any more this week because my schedule, but no later than Monday, you sit down and meet. Okay? I can't tell him.
And if he don't be with us, or he be with us,
coming back.
Right outside, he coming back over here. We get larger numbers.
So numbers obviously matter because that's what's being threatened by the president of the BUT. If the Prime Minister doesn't meet, see, I do not agree with these Gestapo tactics. I think that we have a Minister of Labour and the Public Service who has time and time again in as many public spaces as she possibly can said, I have regular quarterly meetings with all of the union leaders. Here are some questions. How many of these meetings are attended by either one of those two union people? Because if they're not attending the meetings, then the question becomes, did the government discuss these things or did they not discuss the things, or were these people just not at the meeting? And it is easy to rally people up, Bradley. Let me tell you why. Because I feel like I was a victim in 2016, you know. When this group of people call me in this room and tell me that they wanted a better Bahamas, I believe them. As a matter of fact, We March got its name from Levin Miller. Before that, put the camera on me. Before that, they had some stupid name called Blackout Bahamas, and they wanted to hashtag it. And I'm telling you that it was me that told them every Bank of the Bahamas in the Bahamas will not stop getting tagged, because that tag will probably already be owned by Bank of the Bahamas. I dare them to contradict me. And I'm telling you that as the person that almost helped them to conceptualize We March, I later learned that it was nothing more than a tool of the opposition. And I'm trying to save poor people like the woman with the 9 children, who she's still taking care of, even though they should sound like this wicked man and woman because she also got grandchildren. I'm trying to save her from becoming a pawn in a scheme of people who have spent their shelf life. And I'm not exactly sure yet with the BUT president. I still like Belinda. But I think people like Obie Ferguson have gone too far. And I think people like Kingsley Ferguson have gone too far. And I think the men that sit beneath them as their executives obviously do not value their own time or their own youth and are prepared to sit beneath these men until they dry up like prawns and all of their potential withers away. And so I'm calling for the young men in these unions, the BPSU in particular, and the TUC in particular, to come and cut the balls off of these rams off this hill, because they simply cannot lead the flock any further. Is that better than killing him? Because when I say shoot the market donkey, y'all don't like that analogy. Can we cut the balls off the bucking ram?
But obviously, though, after hearing... Now, you know what's interesting? After hearing what the Prime Minister says, now this whole argument has to take a different turn.
Which part of it?
I did this out of goodness in my heart.
Uh-huh.
So here's what that means. You don't make promises that you can't fill.
But Bradley, the promise has not been retracted.
Because what's going to happen is you're going to create the same issue here.
But Bradley, the promise has not been retracted.
So basically, the Prime Minister has created a monster.
But Bradley, the promise has not been retracted. Well, what is the purpose of the monster?
Apparently, they're thinking that the Prime Minister is not serious.
But that,
obviously. And so this
that
was a move.
That cannot be the thought.
This was obviously a move
to destabilize the government, just like how We March was a move to destabilize the government in 2017.
I won't use the term destabilize. This was a move to force the government to make good on its promise. That's what I'm thinking. And so the government, the Prime Minister said, listen, give me a couple of days, because I have a tight schedule, but I can tell you that I will meet with these union leaders on Monday.
On the holiday.
Well, he probably forgot Monday's holiday, but they probably still can meet, no doubt. And he's made a promise now that you can get this money.
So he's made a what?
Another promise.
Okay.
That you're going to... What happened?
Here's the thing.
He's making it clearer now. He said, listen, you can get this money before Christmas. Now, the last time he said it was just December. But I guess they're like, what you mean by just in December? What time in December? What do you mean? And so now he comes out and he says to them,
Bradley,
you're going to get this money.
Money that you should have gotten December 1 to be spoiled December 31st.
I understand the argument, but you have a sure.
So hold on. So
you ain't going to promise no more, you know.
So you
recognize that, right? No. It doesn't no promise no more.
So, okay, so let me see if I understand your logic.
This for sure.
Let me see if I understand your logic. Your logic is a man without any expectation promised me something, right? The man came back to me and communicated days before the promise was due that, listen, I'm an ostrich. I'm not putting my head in the sand. The thing I promised you, I now need more time to deliver. You get so hot and rally up and hot and bothered under the collar that you walk your obese self down a hill, because you got to walk back up that hill, right? And don't tell me you're an obese. 80% of the population here obese, right? So you walk your big obese self who don't walk nowhere down this hill to let the same fella who you so mad at promise you something, like the reason you ain't mad is because he promised you something. You see how that is an exercise in nothingness?
But now, the reality is...
Oh, boy.
Is they have a surety. And I think
What a surety.
the Prime Minister says that they will get this money before the Christmas.
The Prime Minister said
obviously,
that the first
that's-
time.
No, there was no date. December.
Before Christmas,
This-
ain't no date, Bradley?
Yeah, man, there's a payday before Christmas.
But Bradley, when else you thought they was going to pay them? The last payday in the year.
No, their salary, their salary automatically.
Father.
No, their salary automatically comes every year around December the 17th or the 18th.
Precisely.
That's automatic.
Precisely.
But now, this that the Prime Minister promised for December, there was no date given
Bradley,
for that.
here's why that doesn't make sense. This is an adjustment in what?
Salary.
So when Bradley, would the adjustment in salary come if it don't come when salary time is?
Yeah, but they were promised.
Man, are you
but
okay?
No, hold on.
Listen what you just
I
said
tell
to
you,
me, Bradley.
but guess what could happen though? You didn't believe this. You know what can happen in December?
They get dead.
No.
Oh,
they
what
get
else
it.
could
They
happen?
could get the regular salary without adjustment.
I'm saying to you, Bradley.
You recognize that, right?
I agree. But I'm saying to you, if we are talking about adjustments in salary.
Yeah, then it'll have to be paid the day you get your salary.
So what else could we be talking about?
No. You got to make sure you say that.
Well, bless the Lord, oh my soul, and all that is within me.
You have to say that. You have
If
to
we
be
are-
specific.
Man, let me see if the producer
So now
can help
the
me.
Prime Minister
Producer,
says-
if I talk to you about an adjustment in your salary, why would I be talking to you about a period outside of your salary period?
You have to make sure you say that.
Well, Father,
You have to
into
be
thy
specific.
hands I commence my spirit. Bradley Roll. The only way we ain't talking about December pay period is if we talking
listen,
about January
okay,
pay period.
So listen, the Prime Minister says that you're going to get this money in December. Now, what does that mean?
Now you might get it December 31st.
No.
No, he said before Christmas.
No.
He said before Christmas.
Before this protest,
Uh-huh.
the government promised that listen, give us 90 days.
Right. So you'll get it in December.
Right.
Which
So-
would
automatically
naturally
means
December pay period.
The payday.
Right.
All right.
Now
Do you think it was a guarantee?
What do you mean? It's salary, Bradley.
No. Do you think that promise was a guaranteed promise?
Yes. Why wouldn't it be guaranteed?
Well, they were promised it before and it didn't happen.
Yes, and I'm saying to you that the government has said we didn't pay it before. If you listen to the minister said, listen, payment don't come out of my ministry. Payment comes out of the Ministry of Finance. The Ministry of Public Service is for processes, and the processes are done as far as the Ministry of Public Service is concerned.
Listen, whatever happened today gives them an assurance that, listen, you're all getting this money for sure in December.
Kingsley Ferguson.
For sure in December they will
is
get
the
it
new-
now.
Put a Brian Ross picture again. I think Kingsley Ferguson is the new Brian Ross, and that this looks just like a play out of the playbook of
But
November.
Kingsley and Melinda working together, you can't ask one another, ask the other one.
I know who voice note I hear organizing this
Yeah,
morning.
well, okay, it came from him. Yeah.
Okay. So,
you don't,
so
you,
I
don't
just,
think, you don't think Melinda knew about it?
you asking me to
Do you
speculate?
think she colluded with him?
You asking me to speculate? Because I try not to speculate on
Okay.
this show. I know whose voice I heard in the voice
So
note
Linda
this
knew nothing
morning.
about this.
She obviously knows she downstairs.
Okay, good.
I'm saying to you though, who is the mastermind behind this? Who promised that there would be industrial action? And I also think, and I mean you again, young fellas in these unions, if my leader call and we have a union of 20,000 people and 200 people show up, I would definitely jump at his neck.
No, man, you can't incite violence, though. Man.
What you mean? I mean violently, Bradley? You
Well,
ever hear me talk about violence?
Well, you got to say it. You got to clarify yourself. I don't mean literally jump at his neck. I mean this. Remember when Rodney said,
Jesus,
we
man.
can throw rock at dog.
Oh, boy.
Now, not real rock, but political rock.
There are men who have never committed crime before in your life.
So you got to clarify now.
You know, I'm
got-
talking to fellas who ain't never commit no crime, right? They're talking to fellas who are executives in the union.
So they can't commit no crime then.
No, but I'm saying it is outside of their normal scope
So they can't
to commit
trip.
crime.
They can't trip at one point.
Listen, if I have incited you in any way after
Yeah,
40
you gotta
years
clear
of
it up,
living
man. You
a
gotta clear it up.
crime-free life, when I say jump at the union president's
mean by
neck,
that?
I mean at his union
Power?
lifeline.
Okay.
Yes, start cutting inroads beneath him so that when he stands up on Mount Olympus as all powerful, the floor collapses beneath him. Can I say that?
Yeah, okay. Well,
Okay.
just make sure you don't come across in the wrong way.
So anyway, I asked ChatGPT, what does it mean to be called a Brian Ross? And ChatGPT says...
ChatGPT needs to find who Brian was
You don't
first.
think ChatGPT know Brian Ross? They know exactly who he is. Right? They say the expression, you are a real Brian Ross, is not widely recognized as an idiom, but it means informally or sarcastically, it may be used, informally or sarcastically to reference Brian Ross, a former investigative journalist known for high-profile reporting and also for notable errors. It could be as a sarcastic jab. It could imply that someone is jumping to conclusions or making bold claims without any verification of facts. That does sound like Hemsley? Because you cannot factually say that the people wasn't going to get the money if the Prime Minister... What difference, Bradley, is it that the Prime Minister said today in the front of an angry mob of people that the money coming in December? And the press statement that was released that said that the money is coming in December. That's how Brave said today. Listen to me.
It's before Christmas.
I did this money wasn't as a part of a negotiation. I give this to you out of the goodness of my heart because I want us all to be doing well. And so I will meet with your leaders and I assure you that the money is coming before Christmas. What difference that make?
Listen, this is a prime example of a saying that was used by, I think, our people back in the day, that your mind is cashing checks bigger than your body can handle. In my mind, the Prime Minister should have not made the promise, and then you will have this. What they should have done was they should have done it in a way where people would find out when they were going to get it.
Bradley.
The promise is, of course, is confusing.
Agreed. Can we agree there? Let's agree there.
Yeah.
Major developers, major land owners will tell you that it happens every day. They call it a change order in construction. All right? Mm-hmm. That sometimes you sit down in forward planning meetings. Sometimes you read the architect's report. Sometimes you have all the machine on the ground. Sometimes you have all the manpower on the ground. And then God let it rain non-stop for 10 days.
Ain't nothing you could do.
And now you need a change order.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go to excavate a sewer pipe and you put the bucket in the ground and realize that you hit water in the first 9 inches. And the sewer pipe is 4 feet underground. Or 6 feet underground. You know what that means? We can't put no man in there to disconnect the pipe.
Yeah.
Because God tell the water to be 6 foot tall. You know what we need on this job now? A change order. Why? Because we have to now pay these fellas who are on site for the day-to-day on site, and now we need to budget an additional day of work. Isn't that the way change orders work?
And so now the best way that this problem can be diffused, I think the Prime Minister did that today. Listen, folks, you're going to get this money before the Christmas.
The press statement told us that, Bradley, 3 weeks ago.
And in my mind, before Christmas mean that December the 17th or 18th when you get paid, you should see it there.
The context matters. If someone says you're a real Brian Ross, they might be teasing you for being overly dramatic, prematurely confident, or acting like a self-styled investigator, but as someone that is not necessarily interested in getting the facts. I have dubbed him, put the picture back up, the modern day reincarnated Brian Ross. That's Kim T. Ferguson.
That's a nice suit.
Yeah. You see, they tie almost look alike.
Republican tie.
All right? And so, watch this. Because I tell you, I like ChatGPT because it is an unbiased source. Why do some Bahamians like to use the term Brian Ross? You ready?
Good.
Oh, good stuff. In the Bahamas, the phrase Brian Ross is often used sarcastically or critically, and it tracks back to a pivotal moment in Bahamian history. Its origin, it refers to Brian Ross, the American investigative journalist who aired the explosive 1982 NBC report. You know the name of the report? The Bahamas. A nation,
A nation for sale.
for sale.
Listen, there was some truth to that, though.
The report alleged that the Colombian drug traffickers were using the Bahamas, particularly Norman's Key, as the hub for smuggling cocaine in the U.S. And it implicated high-ranking Bahamian officials and for corruption and bribery. Now, when asked or when someone says or refers to you as Brian Ross in the Bahamas, here is what it can possibly mean. It means that you are acting like an investigative reporter who is possibly exaggerating facts to stir drama. That don't sound like Gimsley to you?
You look like you're trying to shift.
This ain't me, this ChatGPT.
Okay, yeah, but you're trying to shift from the meat of the matter, though.
You're accusing people without proof or being suspicious. And I'm telling you that the Prime Minister said exactly today what was said 3 weeks ago in the press release from the office of the Prime Minister. So why they ain't still on Bay Street standing up then? Because the Prime Minister offered them no new information. And I don't even understand why, if the whole BPSU, and I'm going to say that the new Congress, I got to get their name, I can't remember it, was out on Bay Street, then this is a poor reflection of the weight the President of the Union has. And a couple of years back, it is reported that in their very first march, We March took more than 1,000 people to Bay Street. And that was with no union or no union president. So explain to me why you have, you see that? You see the difference? You see the difference?
Yeah. But you haven't shown the real story of how many people were down there.
We'll be back right after this break.
This is Freedom March.
Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. Bradley, I tell you, I don't know why if the people were so mad, right? And Brave tell them in the press statement, December. And Brave come out here today to tell them December. Matter of fact, they should have Brave Street on fire, if you ask me. Bradley, let me tell you something. There was a time in my life where I used to run 9 miles every day.
He said something that got their attention today, though.
Yeah, that the money coming in December.
No.
What did he say?
Before the Christmas.
Okay.
So that makes it specific.
Bradley, when are public servants paid?
Okay, well,
When are public...
I can tell you one thing. There's no guarantee, just like there's no guarantee now. There was no guarantee then
Bless the Lord.
that they would have
Bradley,
gotten
there was a time I used to run 9 miles for my health, right? I'm telling you this. During that phase of my life, sure, I'd walk up and down that hill 1,000 times. At this phase in my life, Bradley, if we walk down that hill, my brother, or the police locking me up out here today, because I'm not coming out here to walk down this hill. And the reason I need the police to lock me up is because I need a ride back up this hill. I can't walk back up it, right? So I got to get locked up at the very least, even if it's only as a sign of a warning. Because when I get in the police car, I can tell the police, I say, now listen, all this bunch of locking up, y'all, let's leave that alone. Drop me right there on the top of post office hill. Let me get to my car, please. My car kind of far. I'm not walking back up this hill. But I'm telling you that if you do all of this, you miss work, your children, them probably home alone by the Grammy, something, for the Prime Minister to give you no new information. You got nothing out there today.
You sure about that?
Oh, boy. Okay, what did they get? What did they get?
Before the Christmas.
Oh, boy. You know what? Do somebody day so I could cool off my pressure a little bit.
Before the Christmas.
Do
Producer.
Do somebody day.
You don't have a video that really shows you the true story or the picture of those, how many people was out there today? Because I have a video that shows there was more than 200 people out there. Okay. Let's try this one. Because
There's more than 200 people, and I could count down, brother.
No, you're not seeing a true photo of that.
Oh, boy.
But if the other video that I
Show
sent
me
you,
what the F&M drone saw. Because the F&M is fly their drone very
I just sent you another video. Look at that. Man, in a row there, you have 10 people.
In which row?
As they're marching, you can basically count the rows. So you're looking for 10 people across one row.
The next time the phone ring, I want someone to call me and tell me how many members does the BPS you have.
No, we're not worried about that.
Even in a fraction of their membership.
No, that's not the argument. The argument is that there's more than 200 people out there. Okay. That's the argument.
You win that. Now, that number there don't represent 2% of the union.
I don't know if you need all of them to be out there. There's a message.
What do you mean if
the numbers will be bigger next time, not this time. Melinda says.
So what you bring this little handful of people out here to do?
She's just making a statement.
Do boy this. Yeah, boy this.
Just making a statement.
Let's go to boy this.
You see that video I sent you, producer? Yeah, I hate to do this, Levi.
Do boy this.
Because I drink some of that blue water you got.
Yeah, do boy this. Mister, if I was the Prime Minister, I wasn't going out there to do what? To get what's in my head with a can for no reason?
Now, somebody said to me, I don't know if you can remember this. You're talking about security for our officials.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody told me that there was a folks that threw eggs on Linden. You know anything about that?
I don't know, but I know someone threw rice and bear. I think it was on Mr. Ingram. And that was the BTC. That was these same people, the BCPOU people.
I don't know.
But Bernard Evans could confirm this first time, the BCPOU. You know what it is? Yes, that's the BCPOU, this PPSU, right?
Yeah.
Bahamas Public Service Union, right? It was the BCPOU people who threw the bear and the rice on Mr. Ingram, right?
Really?
Wasn't it them? Then the BTC sale, the BTC stuff. Yeah.
You loaded?
Please show me Bradley clip that they scrape up to show that. How much some people they had, Bradley? 201 people?
Nah, about 300-400 people.
Oh my
God. Thereabout.
Oh,
I know it has to be more than 200.
Oh,
and then we're going to go to the birthdays. And I don't know.
They grappling. You see them grappling?
I don't know what else Levan has planned for the show today, but
show me the 201 people. The producer, this file.
Producer, you adding some people on it.
The producer trying to. The producer trying to copy. Oh my goodness.
No, man, we got the best producer in the world.
And I'm telling you, Bradley, I'm telling you that it looks like an attempt to destabilize the government. These people.
Do you really think so?
These people didn't get a single additional benefit, Bradley.
Okay.
Okay, so producer, put this up for Bradley. This was when they congregated. This is the union congregated. They ain't marching no more. This when they stop at the place they come to set up the protest. Let's see what they look like. He can get it to him directly. Oh boy.
Anyhow, let's do some birthdays now.
The Lord tired of this and all. Let's do wait this.
Well, you won't call it the Lord, I'll say it's the devil.
Oh boy.
That's what the devil is. We don't want to show you the true picture of this thing, eh?
Boy.
Look at this, man. Look like somebody's recording this.
You're going to do boy this.
Yeah.
Let's do boy this. Because Bradley, look, he can't even stay on the script today. Let's do the boy this.
Clarissa Miller. Happy birthday goes out to Clarissa Miller from your mom. Claire, your sisters and brothers, aunts, uncles, cousins, and friends. So happy birthday to Clarissa Miller. Caitlin Watson is celebrating the birthday. Happy birthday to Caitlin Watson, celebrating today. Greetings coming from her mother, Tyrese, her father, Siobhan, brothers and sisters, grandparents, numerous aunts and uncles, numerous cousins, godparents, the St. Margaret's Anglican Church, all the Gill family. We have two wonderful sisters from the Church of Christ celebrating their birthday. Lisa Grant, happy birthday, Lisa. All the best to you. Our beautiful inside and out sister, Lisa Grant, is celebrating the birthday. Birthday greetings coming to you from your husband, Ian, your daughters, the Harvey Power Church of Christ, everyone, especially me. Happy birthday, Lisa. All the best to you. May God continue to guide and keep you. May your birthday be as bright and lovely as you are. Enjoy your birthday, Lisa. Happy birthday to Lisa Green. Lynette Albury, another talented sister here in the Church of Christ. Happy birthday to Lynette Albury, talented, hardworking, woman of all trades. May you be blessed on your birthday. Comes from your husband, Eric, your family, the Church of Christ. Have a good one. Micah Knowles, congratulations goes out to Micah C. Knowles, appointed to Managing Director of Rubis Bahamas Limited. From all your family and friends, especially your kids, Clayton, Trey, and your grandson, Casey, your daughter-in-law, Letitia. Congratulations to Micah Knowles. Monique Gibson, happy birthday to Monique Gibson. It's coming from your children, your grandchildren, your mom and sisters, your brothers, family, and friends. Enjoy your special milestone blessing. Happy birthday to Monique Gibson. All right, producer, what do we look like?
Is everybody?
Oh, yeah, sorry, that's everybody. Happy birthday to all of you. May God continue to bless and guide each and every one of you.
Yeah, I've never been happy at the end of the birthday segment. Producer, there is the clip with the leader of the opposition. And see, this is exactly why they have to go to a by-election. The PLP has to not contest Golden Isles. So did the FNM.
All right, so look at this. This gives you a different...
Bradley Rule, if I take a handful, 2 handfuls of P-Rock and throw it at this group, I got hell to hit somebody the amount of spaces in this line. You didn't witness the We March marching.
Well, you may have hell hit me because they all have umbrellas. I mean, I can understand that.
You didn't witness the We March marching.
We're not comparing that to that. We're looking here to show you that this is more than 150 people. That's
Put
all.
up the picture with them when they congregate.
Let's wait and see. Let's watch it now. Just watch. It's only a couple seconds. And they're still coming. And they're still coming. And they're still coming. So it's more than 150
All right,
people.
let's look at the picture of them congregating.
All right. Okay. What do you think? That's more than 150.
Then the leader of the opposition says this, as if this isn't... Man, y'all, please don't run nobody against the FNM in Golden Isles, so at least the FNM could have an opportunity at electing somebody to lead it.
They have no reason to do it. He got to be kidding. He made a commitment. 2 workers have failed to deliver and he is wondering why they're here. Teachers are here because in many of the schools, there's a shortage of teachers to teach our children. Ask him if he has any children or relatives that are in public schools and who are unable to go to class because they don't have a teacher. Doesn't make sense.
But that is exactly not why they are there. Them being out there don't have a Christ in heaven thing to do with the teacher shortage.
But there is a problem.
Oh my God, man. The money or bell. Let's go to the money or bell clip. Hold on, man.
All right, so what does that suggest to you?
Yeah, that don't have nothing to do with teacher shortage.
Okay.
Yeah, teacher shortage ain't in there at all.
But I think he's just mentioned the problem.
Precious Jesus,
The problem still exists.
If there's a teacher shortage, you know what is the best way to end the teacher shortage? These bunch of teachers could get their backside off of Bay Street and go to school. That'll instantly help the teacher shortage.
Well, I mean, I understand that point. Yeah, that is a valid point. Yeah. I can see that.
Michael Pintard is lost somewhere. I don't even. He's above the mesosphere. I don't even know where Michael is. Michael even ain't sure what he out here supporting.
I don't know if that's true.
Well,
I think he does know what he's supporting, but he mentions the teacher shortage. Along with those people and the promises out there, he says, listen, there's also teachers out here because you have a teacher shortage. So they just want to let the Prime Minister know that, hey, you got to deal with this. Or else move out the way.
Boy, I think I find out who the F&M can get to replace Ladre Raman, you know. Whenever you see the government switch,
they call me
my brother.
I was a spin doctor.
My brother. Wait. Ladre, you gonna have to cut the legs off all the furniture in your office because we know exactly who your replacement could be.
The spin doctor.
My God. The people say out of the breath God give them, if you can't bring the money, ring the bell. Producer, you have any thing coming from the newsroom that suggests to you that Brave brings some money out there today? Do you hear the bell ring? So why y'all leave Bay Street?
They got the money.
Y'all are nothing more than a bunch of Brian Rosses.
The money's going to be in December paycheck.
is a Brian Ross, I tell you. And I think that this is the greatest fraud I've ever seen perpetrated in union history. The thing I saw the other day. You can't be mad at that for things that ain't yours. That ain't simple, eh, Bradley?
Oh,
God. Yo, take me to the phone line. 323-7775-698-0775. Please, somebody, anybody.
What are your comments?
Yeah, because I ain't sure what these the same people who want more money, they ain't awake now. We sure none of them to wake.
More likely they went back. The protest has been over.
Why?
Hours.
If you say, if you can't ring the money, ring the bell. That means
listen,
you should be sleeping on Bay Street tonight.
These people left Bay Street. In their minds right now, they've been promised that December the 17th or the 18th, that money would be in their paycheck. For them, for some of them, I guess, that's enough. That's all they need to hear. So they're like, welcome to Freedom March, call your life.
What was different between that and what the press statement said?
The press statement said give us 90 days.
Anyway, hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Mr. Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't want you to hang up on me. I just want you to answer
No, I can answer you. Go ahead.
Answer me today.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you so angry today?
I'm angry. I think...
You should see, I watch your TV. I watch your show every day religiously.
Thank you.
But today you seem angry. What are you angry at?
I can't understand what Kingsley March these people done for.
What you mean you
listen here. You might know, but those people know.
That's deep.
But those people who get marched downtown cannot communicate to me what their problem is.
Okay, let me tell you. If there is a problem and one person stand up, that makes a difference.
Sure.
So numbers don't count.
No, understand my point though, caller. When they ask the woman what exactly is the problem, the woman say, I got 9 children and I got grandchildren.
That don't come be that is irrelevant.
I'm saying to you though that the people who you lead, they have to actually know what the problem is.
Yeah. I am sure
the people don't appear to know what their problem is.
Discuss why they have to go to Bay Street.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, and go ahead.
No, I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying you making it like numbers count. Let me tell you, if something in this country, I don't like, and I get up and say it should make a difference.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
One person should make a difference.
No, caller,
and
this is what I'm
somebody
saying.
should listen.
No, caller, please hear me. Yeah. Okay, so with the numbers argument, because now that I understand your question, I'm saying this was about 200 people. I don't know what got the Prime Minister so emotional that he needed to walk over there. That's what I'm saying.
You might know, but he know.
You're right. But I'm willing to bet that every member of his security detail has said to him, sir, there's no need to go into that rallied up crowd. Remember now, people are paid for his safety. You realize that?
I know that.
Now imagine you are head of security, right? You get the principal to where he needs to be. You already got your detail spotted where they ought to be. He jump out the back seat of the car and plot a beeline towards these people. When he get busting his head with a can, you know what they can say? You ain't doing your job.
Mr. Miller, you know Bahamian, a real Bahamian people. We are not violent people, you know. Rock and bottle is our biggest weapon.
But you all throw things on Hubert Ingram. You all slap Brent Simonet. What makes Brave Davis off limits?
But it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. It didn't.
Yeah.
We agree.
They wasn't going to do that. That ain't what they going there for.
Do that
no.
because that ain't what they're going
no,
there for.
Exactly.
So they're going to go slap Brent.
No.
They didn't go out there for violence. They went up there to make a point.
So I'm asking you, caller, before you leave.
So whoever, if Brave Davis went out there, he was safe.
Absolutely.
Right. So when the people, hold on. So when the people go on and slap Brent Simonet, they gone out there to slap Brent.
You need to find
out. Yeah, they went out there. That's a different situation.
Ma'am, caller, I hate to do this, right? He need to go find out who it was who slapped Brent, and then he'll understand.
Yeah, but all of us know who it is.
They wanted to slap Brent.
And they'll slap me on you. The person will slap me on you too.
Yeah, that person is a
Thank you very much, caller. I can try to dial myself down. Probably got my pressure up high. Let's take it on. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. Michael Dad say the people them have shortage of teacher. He joking. Michael,
there's a problem.
Michael don't even know why he out here.
He knows why he's there. Come on.
Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
How you doing, Mr. Miller?
Good.
Spiritual advice, how are you?
Yes, sir. Fine. How you doing?
Mr. Miller, you're 100% correct. I am at work today, and the customers is telling me they have to go to school to go get their children. I say, why? They say, oh, the teachers them on protest downtown. I say, what are they protesting for? Didn't we just a few short years ago, the minister, Planetana, them had a program to get the children back in school. Some are just gone, they sit in your house all summer. Why would they try to stabilize this government like this? And the man say, your money coming. So they can't use the money in December, then spiritual advisor.
It could be spoiled money, must be.
And spiritual advisor, you know better, man. Why would you encourage this if this is not an F&M agenda?
No. I'm encouraging anything. All I'm saying is that now they have a promise for sure that this money is going to come before the Christmas.
But when
that makes a big difference.
It have come?
Other than that, it was a dry promise. You're going to get the money like this.
You run a business. If one of your customers tells you, listen, I'm going to pay you, last week he's supposed to pay you, and he say, okay, next week I can pay you, you're going to go run a protest on him or you going to wait for your money?
No, I ain't going to ask him. No, I'll ask him which day next week you're talking about. That's what I'll do.
Before I go, it's not the member of parliament for Golden Gates, Honorable Pierre Grover Roll, who's in charge of labor, public service, giving all of these people those promotions that they never got. What are they out there protesting? This is almost ungratefulness. And you're down there be trying to get your tourist numbers in order. What if somebody get hurt?
I don't know if they're going to hurt anybody down there. They had
Spiritual advisor? Okay, have a good day, gentlemen.
Yes,
thank
yes.
you, great show.
Thank you very
We
much,
appreciate
caller.
you.
I thank you very much. And I'll tell you what always comes to my mind, and this was on my mind when Nicole Martin made the girls from KFC protest against George Myers, and George Myers decided he ain't frying another chicken for 3 months. I always tell members of these unions, don't forget, union presidents just make $80,000 a year. They ain't the least among us. You really think they ain't in the upper echelons of the society? Don't forget that their salary comes with
Union
salary.
presidents making
You can't hear
80,000.
me.
80,000.
You have echolele. Why are you repeating after
They're
me?
making some good money, boy.
Yes, and they have increments.
They
And they have responsibility allowance, and they got medical insurance, and they got car, and they got phone, and they got... So when they tell you, oh, we have to do this for the poor, you need to ask them which day you be poor. And you cannot let a man whose salary could be paid jeopardize yours. You remember, I will never forget this until Brett leave my body. When the hotel union tell the people in Kentucky, y'all protest, be on wake to rule. And George Myers said, y'all go rule your house. And close Kentucky's. You remember that?
Yeah.
And them girls was on their belly like a snake, trying to seep under the bottom of the Kentucky door to get back inside the fried chicken. Because I tell you, some salary beat no salary 2 to 1. Oh boy, hello caller, welcome to Freedom March.
Good man.
Hey.
Hey, spiritual advisor was good.
Good
Marty here.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Spiritual advisor, I believe that Brother Miller here is on the take for the PLP.
Okay.
He's pushing the agenda for the PLP. Nobody's trying to destabilize the government of the Bahamas. Why is it that whenever people protest against the Progressive Labour Party when they're the government, people say you're trying to stabilize them? Brave Davis brought it on himself. He went to House Assembly. He's told the country that the budget is balanced. There's a surplus. You don't never tell Bahamian people there's a surplus because the unions can be on your backside for their increments,
Yes,
their raises, their back pay, and whatever the hell else you owe them.
This almost sound like Obi Roberts to me. But
Now,
I would
listen
say
to me.
this. But I would say this.
And then he comes back, hold on, and backtrack and say he made a mistake. There's no surplus. The cat's out the bag now. The chickens come home to roost.
Yes, but
Now-
caller, has he retracted the promise? He hasn't.
Well, see, that's it now. He already said it, so this is on him.
No. Listen to the question. Has the promise been retracted?
No, okay.
No, it has
He
not.
hasn't retracted the promise, you know.
So what are we? So what?
The argument, no, this is what it is. See, that's why I told you just now. You cannot say things in the eyes of the public, in the ears of the
Yeah,
public,
public space, yeah.
and do not deliver.
But by yes, okay, let's use your argument. You cannot say things in the ears of the public and not deliver. Now, did they also not say into the public domain, listen, there has been a need for some adjustment as we continue to get this thing correct. The Minister of Finance or Economic Affairs has come and spoken to it. We will deliver.
said that.
We will deliver in December. Was that also not said into the public domain?
It was said, okay.
So
He
you're
said
using your
Now, but
logic.
understand this. This is the part now. When you say things to the Bahamians and the masses who don't care about anything, well, look at they lying now. They just ain't want to give us our money. You know how our people go.
Yes, but caller, stay with me on this. Hasn't the government already delivered money to about 30% of the public servants?
Yes, they did.
So what would make you believe that they are not going to deliver the rest of the money to the other ones?
Because the rest can't wait. Miller, you know how Bahamians go. Listen,
No. You originally you said you believed that I was toting brief for the PLP.
I said that. I said believe you are.
Right, and I'm not toting brief for the PLP. What I can tell you is that I sat in the room when We March was established. You could go check my name.
I know all about that.
I
sir.
could tell
I'm
you.
a political activist myself.
I'll tell you something else. Do you know that I am one of the original signatories of the demand letter?
Well, I didn't know that.
Okay. I've watched them hoodwink the people before.
Exactly. That's what the people believe. You can sing me. That's why
I'm
they're marching.
talking about these righteous men, or so they claim, who
They
have
ain't saved. The only righteous one was in there was my late cousin who just passed 2 weeks ago, last week.
And all I'm saying to you, caller, is I am not prepared to let any group make people so hot and bothered that they don't use logic and they simply vote out the government for nothing. Anyway, we gotta go. We'll be back.
This is Freedom March.
single person matters. Every single dream is worthy of support. Every single challenge must be confronted. There is no space for sitting small. There is no space for fear. But there is room enough for those who are brave enough to refuse the path of the least resistance, and with brave hearts cut a path for those who are counting on us.
This is Freedom March.
Hello, thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Levin Miller. You're listening to us on channel 103.5 The Beat FM, channel 224 on cable, channel 1121 on Flow, and of course ILTV Studios over on Facebook, wherever you are choosing to listen to us. So thank you so much for listening. I don't say that to you if you're already here, because you know where to find good radio. I say that to you so that you could tell your friends to stop torturing themselves with that other radio and come over here and listen to us on Freedom March, where as often as we can, the goal is to inform, to educate, and every now and again, when Bradley Roll raise up my pressure.
You'll entertain you, man. Make no mistake about that. Indeed.
Bradley, I found the press statement from the office of the Prime Minister with regards to the retroactive pay. You got a producer?
When this was released.
Stand by. The press statement reads, let's put up the press statement so that people could see it. The press statement reads, so that you all know that it ain't from me. Government of the Bahamas, Government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Press statement from the Government of the Bahamas on the completion of the salary review exercise for public servants, for public officers. The Government of the Bahamas is pleased to announce the completion of the salary review exercise for public officers not covered in previous adjustments. The latest round of increases will be reflected in the December pay period. And when will it be reflected?
Before Christmas.
In the December pay period,
which is just before Christmas, yeah.
And will be retroactive to September 1st, 2025. Employees not covered in June adjustment will receive a minimum of 2 salary increments, with the size of the increase varying by category. The exercise covers all classes of officers directly employed by the public service on a non-contractual basis. Its purpose is to close the wage gap between the public service and the wider public sector and ensure fairness for Bahamian workers. For example, this increase will narrow the gap between non-contractual employees and those who already received increases as a result of a trade union negotiation. With this adjustment, public officers will have seen increases to their base compensation over the last 4 years, ranging from 8% to 31%, with the largest percentage increases going to entry-level employees. College graduates, including graduate nurses and graduate teachers, will see their base compensation increase by 19% over the same period. From the start, the Davis administration committed to rescue and recovery by stabilizing the economy, restoring growth, and building momentum. Having delivered the lowest unemployment since 2008, the government is now focused on expanding opportunities so that more Bahamians benefit from national progress. The salary review is a part of that effort. It ensures fairness for those who serve in the government, strengthens confidence in the public service, and provides families with more security and affordability. It also creates new opportunities for career growth, especially for young graduates, and reflects reforms designed to modernize the way government works. The conclusion of this review fulfills the commitment made by the Prime Minister in the 2024-25 budget communication. It demonstrates how the government is delivering under the SOAR framework of security, opportunity, affordability, and reform, and advancing its mission to expand opportunities island by island, so together we rise.
This was September the 24th, isn't it?
What does that mean, Bradley?
Okay.
that mean Brave answer y'all before the September payday. So you knew that a week before payday, you wasn't getting the money. Brave say, in this same press release here, that the money was coming December pay period. Take me back to the clip where Brave say the money coming before Christmas. Because Bay Street should be on fire. If you can't leave till you get the money. Bay Street, everything from Frederick Street to East Street should be on fire. These people are not serious. And it is a move to destabilize the government, in my view. Because every single thing that was in this press statement, the Prime Minister came out and repeated the exact words here today on TV.
I want to tell you all, first of all, the decision to give you all some money came from me, from my heart, because I understood that you're a neighbor. It was nothing to negotiate it. I thought that I'm trying to help all of you. Yours will be paid, and the payment will be before Christmas. You will be paid before Christmas. I'm going to meet with your two leaders. I'll do that as quickly as possible. You may not get any more this week because my schedule, but no later than Monday, you sit down and meet. Okay. I can't tell him.
And if he don't be with us, or he be with us.
And so, I have surmised that Kingsley Ferguson is the reincarnated, He is the reincarnated Brian Ross. And that is my position on him. Because, my brother, to perpetrate that kind of a fraud in broad daylight, it's unparalleled. I've never seen it.
What do you call it fraud, though?
What does it mean to perpetrate a fraud, Bradley?
It means it
means that you have purported something that isn't exactly the fact.
Or whatever, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
That's fraud.
Wow.
We have one more clip. Let's go to the last clip so I could open the phone lines back up. Because the people them say they can't leave Bay Street without the money. If Brave don't have the money, he must ring the bell. Yet you could go down Bay Street and speed your car sideways, and but for Chief Superintendent Farquharson, nothing should have struck you. Because the people should be out of the road because Brave come outside and said exactly what they said in the press release September 24th.
Yeah, so they gotta blame their union leaders for that if that's the case.
It's because the union leaders, put up the picture of Brian Ross, it's because Kingsley Ferguson is the reincarnated Brian Ross. Just like how Brian Ross didn't concern himself with the facts, and just how Brian Ross perpetrated fraudulent information to sensationalize people, and just how Brian Ross destabilized the government, just how we marched to stabilize the government, I suspect Kingsley Ferguson are doing the same thing, and I'm calling for the young men that are part of that union to cut the balls off of the bucking ram. Because I'm telling you that this ram, his temperament, is not good for the flock. Do you know this government got 59 union agreements signed?
Okay.
And Kingsley got the people in the road? You know what it must take to activate a union? You have 59 signed agreements in 4 years, and your president have you out in the... And that in the Brian Ross? Let's play the last clip from these people. Shouting and chanting, Bradley, we want our money. The Prime Minister said today in the statement, this is no negotiation. This was money I was giving you all out of the goodness of my heart. I wanted to, to help you all out. I realize you all need some money. I ain't tell the union I was giving this to you all. This just money I find in the budget. what these people sitting on in the road talking foolishness, but they being oppressed. You had a woman say, we being oppressed. We being oppressed. Who oppressing you if this ain't money you work for, Bradley? If this ain't money that you do no extra duty to get, you ain't deployed to Haiti for this money. You just doing all the things you did the last time. And the Prime Minister said in his press statement that this was some stuff that was negotiated maybe in prior negotiations, but certainly not under my administration. But you know what? I feel like you all should have it, and I was going to give it to you all because I find money in the budget. And even after that, the people, they let Kingsley Ferguson convince them.
To me, I'm thinking, for some strange reason, the people did not trust the government statement.
Bradley, that doesn't make sense. The government has already paid 30% of the people.
Right, but they were thinking that they were not going to get this.
Then apply some logic to the theory for me. What about that would make you feel you wouldn't be paid?
Oh, no.
Oh, man,
honestly, I'm thinking
argue
they just
in perpetuity.
Yeah, but listen, they just didn't trust. They went up there, right?
But
so
the government
obviously
is already. Do you know the legal term acting in good faith?
Okay.
Can it be reasonably argued that if the government has already reasonably paid...
Okay.
So if the government already acted in good faith, this kind of action is ultra-virus to that.
So you would basically not have to carry on like this and be upset if they had waited until December and didn't get it.
If January come and Brave ain't pay you all,
yeah,
go by Bravos. Because that's what we march.
So you're saying this was unwarranted and not called for?
And I think it is mercurial and it is lacking good calculation. Give me some more adjectives.
So you need to. So then you'll have to.
I think these old men are too emotional.
So you'll have to speak with both union leaders and ask them.
I'm getting Belinda in this. Who I hear the voice note from? Kimsley.
All right. So call him.
Belinda.
You have his number?
Might have just had an off day.
Call him and ask him what drove him to that.
I know you have his number.
I get his number. Right, phone.
Well, I just want to call him a Brian Ross.
You should speak with him and ask him, Mr. Ferguson, what drove you?
Or I could just call for the younger executives of his union to snatch power from him. Because him and the other Mr. Ferguson are obviously beyond their shelf life.
Okay, so,
We got more calls? Let's go to the calls. 323-7775-698-0775. I also saw something circulating, Bradley, about the cricket club. Did you see that circulating in social media?
No. But here's a text to you. Please tell Levan that a public signing of a contract means very little to government unless it's legally gazetted.
Tell them I say, okay. They feel good that I say, okay.
Belinda and the taxi, Belinda, Wilson, and the teachers' union were not included in the proposed December increases. Brave now says he didn't realize that teachers were excluded and will meet with them on Monday.
Boy, I think that's the truth. Hold on, let me see if I understand what you're telling me. You telling me that they negotiated that can't be true. Put up the press statement, man. Bradley, stop letting people tell you this.
I'm only reading the text.
Take this phone and you throw that straight down the stairs.
No.
Put up the statement with the you caused my stammering to come
I'm just
back.
reading the text.
The press statement from the Office of the Prime Minister specifically names teachers and who? And nurses. So what you mean the teachers ain't in this?
This is a text.
Tell this person, I say they are Neanderthal, I want them to break up all the cell phones in their house.
Explain Neanderthal then. What does that mean?
We have calls on this line.
323-7775.
Let's go to the phone. The press statement specifically names teachers and nurses, but this person could tell you the teachers ain't in the day. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Yes, Mr. Miller.
Hey, Berenice.
Berenice Johnson.
Hi.
Cogent, very cogent. We were proactive. The best law enforcement agency on planet Earth was proactive to defend Prime Minister Philip Edward Brave Davis because he is the Prime Minister God ushered in.
Yeah.
And all our Prime Ministers. The Progressive Liberal Party will hand over this nation.
Yeah.
And also welcome to the new Chief Envoy from the United States of America, Mr. Herschel Walker, because we will resolve with the biblical discipline resolved
You know
all our
something,
prime
Berenice?
ministers,
Producer,
especially by
I feel like you did right, Berenice. Thank you very much. 323-7775. Berenice is
Why
completely
she
correct.
can't stay on this?
Bradley,
what's the problem?
Bradley, I trying to get over this craziness. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Mr. Miller.
Hi.
I'm on.
Yes, you are.
As on as you could be.
How you doing, Mr. Miller?
Good.
I'm special advisor.
Good afternoon.
Man, when you all open the line, man. I know, Mr. Miller, this is true. I've been on for 25 minutes.
Oh, Lord, sorry.
Even to get through. Thank God I wasn't on no cell phone.
Oh, thank you.
What I calling to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Prime Minister giving these people this money in our union. So I don't know why Kingsley and Ferguson going out there, Lamb Basin, or the people, they need to stop.
And
because the Prime Minister has to do what he's doing, you know. I wish the Prime Minister to give me my pension money. I come on to my pension money.
These could be the same people talking about they go flaring up later.
When the Prime Minister promised them money, and then they want to get out there, they sitting on their butt up, and they ain't doing the Christ thing. You understand? Mr. Miller, I will call my name, and I know you might know who I am, and special advisor is probably.
Yes,
I was in the union, Kingsley Ferguson, them, the BBSU, 30+ years, working at Princess Margaret Hospital.
Oh,
I did break my contract with them, I rejoined. Listen, the Secretary General, she wrote me a letter to anybody who paid a contribution up to 10 years or more, and I don't get nothing from them. All they did was give me a little lump sum of $800 that they had this lady who don't know how to talk to people. She lucky I had to change, because I would have been locked up. You understand? And right here, I don't get nothing from them. All they do is suck it up to people. All they do is get some dying was overweight.
Yeah. Well, I tell them, always remember, when you put your job in jeopardy, the union president job being in jeopardy. And that's almost $100,000 a year job if you count all the breaks up. Thanks, caller. So to the fellas who posting the stuff with the woman from the cricket club, I've been advised to advise you that she is like Mother Pratt. She's off limits, right?
What was supposed
She's apolitical. They saying something about there was some labor dispute and the people being underpaid and the woman being a Bahamian and etc. etc. I'm told she's from Camp Road.
Yeah, man.
And I want to tell you something. Camp Road people have a special place in my heart. So if you mess with people from Camp Road, Bradley.
Yeah.
Woe.
They can come see you.
Woe. Miss Greaves used to say, woe will be unto you. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hi, good afternoon, spiritual advisor. And good afternoon, Mr. Miller.
Hey.
Mr. Miller, you know what this is, right? Listen to me. My good Prime Minister, Mr. Philip Brave Davis, a good man. You know what did bother me today when I watched that on to work, and he said he has given the Bahamian people this money from off his heart. He given Bahamian people this money, and all civil service. I'm a civil service too, right? But to look and see how the Bahamian people carrying on for this money, and you even ain't giving the man chance to finish what he had to do.
Yeah.
Okay? The other thing is, this money was not negotiated with no union. Ain't no union business down there.
That's why I understand what Kingsley down there for.
The man taking upon his own stuff from his heart to give the Bahamian people this money. Because he know the Bahamian people need something in the Christmas time. He knows light bill, water, cable. Children, they just can get children ready for school.
I wish he'll give to them January 15th, because that's when they can need it.
Yes, for the Christmas.
No, I want them to have it January 15th. You know, in January 15th, by January 15th, thank you, caller, by January 15th, most public servants is be ready to sell their wife. You know that, right?
No, I won't say
because you can't find nothing useful for a wife to do. Christmas done gone. She ain't need to bake no macaroni, no taking nothing like that. You just sell out because that's the most valuable thing you got in the house.
Don't do that.
Just why you can't sell your wife?
No, come on, man.
People sell their wife all the time, Bradley.
Your wife is you and you's your wife. You can't do that.
Not only just that. They used to just sell her, carry her to a foreign land. Right? January 15th, fellas looking for anything to sell because they don't have no more money. If I was brave, I would have told them January 15th. I'd have say, oh, man, wouldn't the tray write on that thing? Boy, you know, this is the tray, he's write anything. Listen, January 15th.
Pay them January 15th.
That's when they can be broke.
That's when you have the kids.
These same people here, I can't even tell you what my anybody would have said with them. just know they would have been picking peas from a place you don't typically pick the peas from.
All right, we have any more calls? Lord, what is this?
Hello, caller, welcome to Freedom March.
They can sell their wife, though.
Hey, Papa. Well, Papa. Sometimes you look at your wife and you say, well, I don't even like this wife no more. I might as well sell her.
They need to, before they can sell their wife, they must sell themselves.
No, but okay, Papa. You ever look in your closet, right? And you say, boy, I really have a lot of stuff. I should sell some stuff, right?
Or give it away.
Most people give it away.
No. People who buy designer stuff don't give them away, Papa.
Yeah. Levan, sorry, I can't see your face to see if you're angry like the woman say, right?
Yeah.
Listen to me. I know you a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. I think when you say something, you're serious when you're saying it, right? Mm-hmm. But we got to agree to disagree. I hear the lady talking about the Prime Minister take it from his heart to give to people. Listen, I think we're getting this thing mixed up. It's our money. This ain't the Prime Minister money. This ain't Philip Brave Davis money.
Agree.
All right? He did not have to be in this position today. See, I always say, and I think you agree, it's not what you do, it's how you do things. Mm-hmm. How you could pay the senior people before you pay the majority of the people who really need the money more?
Because, Papa, it might make sense. That's a smaller amount of money, so I paid a smaller amount.
Okay, that's the point. But see, like I say, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. No one explained that. No one tell the people that. No one show empathy. I think that's what you and all of us need to show more right now.
So Papa, hear me out, right?
People could be breaking January. We got to show some empathy.
But Papa, hear me out, right?
Yes.
It's easy to say that the government didn't show no empathy. The government have almost a 2-page press release.
But that didn't add up to Hill of Beans. That didn't do nothing for the people right there. That didn't satisfy them.
The government told you exactly what happened, exactly where they are in the process, exactly who the people are they are focusing on, exactly what they have done, and exactly when to expect the payment. What you mean that don't amount to a Hill of Beans, Papa?
Because they switch on the people. They tell the people can get the money in September, then they come back in December. They don't say no reason and stuff. But listen, ain't nobody trying to overthrow the government or what the word is.
Destabilize.
Destabilize. That ain't no truth. This ain't no FNM thing. Come on, man.
Papa, I was in the room when we marched them do the same thing.
That was then. You
But I suffering from trauma, Papa. I need to go to counseling.
With the people, although we don't manage our money right, and plenty things what you say is true. All right, this our money. This ain't Brave Davis money or the PLP money.
No, I think it's really stupid for the Prime Minister to say he gave you the money or he had, right?
Well, you know the Prime Minister to say a lot of dumb things so this mouth.
He money in his back pocket.
What do you mean? Say a lot of dumb things so this mouth. We ain't want his money. He can keep his money for him and his family. We talking about the people money. But he be traveling and doing all kind of things. I know he must be embarrassed to know Herschel Walker come. Or Herschel Walker coming in, this how the people carry on. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. This is no one. Say it again.
All I saying to you, Papa, is to say I give you the money out of the goodness of my heart might not be the best public statement.
Get a life. Get a goodness of what heart. This ain't your money.
But I'm saying to you, when translated through a filter with some logic in it, what it means is I found money in the budget that I could spend on hospital, road, all kind of things.
You see him talking about Christmas?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they get that money. And I mean, money never late. But when the hurricane season over, the 30th one day after my birthday, maybe. Then he's saying before Christmas, so that could still be in December. They need to show a little bit of empathy.
December pay period, which was exactly when the press release said it would be.
No, that's the second time they said. The first time they say September.
Yes, and the government came to you a week in advance and say, hey, that's September deadline.
You know what's the bottom line? Mm-hmm. The bottom line is that it seems like whatever they supposed to pay the people, what they agreeing to pay the people now, they still go to the people. It's still some increments or some other months from the years before they are not going to get. But let me tell you something. You mightn't believe it. Yeah. Trust me. I believe if he give them that tomorrow, they still go vote him out.
All right, Papa. I appreciate you. Papa, I got to come see you. Let's take one more call. 323-7775. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Hey.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good.
I'm Mr. Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mr. Miller, please. Now, spiritual-wise, right on the side of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
This cowboy calling, Mr. Miller. Everything you say is right on point, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because these people lost. These people lost if the man already said he can pay them in December. Why go there in March and thing and December ain't reach yet?
This is what I don't understand.
If it's January hit, then you could say, right, baby, I give a Brave house.
If January hit,
just in December yet?
If January hit, I buy the orange for the march because I'm not marching no more. The next time you see me on a march, it could be the Church of God of Prophecy march.
Mr. Mr. Miller, it's a good show. Spiritual advice, you know, pray for these people and show these people in the right way, man.
For some strange reason, I believe they lost confidence in the government.
No, they lost confidence in the government. They lost confidence
the government paid 30% of the people
and
already.
then you could say that.
And they decided, listen, we can make sure it happen. Hey.
Oh, boy.
Spiritual advice, listen. People already get their money, you know. Their money, you know.
They don't
Some
pay
folks.
30% of people.
Some folks.
Huh?
Yeah, 30%, okay.
Cowboy, thank you very much.
So why not did the rest didn't get paid? You think the rest didn't get paid, Mr. Spiritual advisor?
Well, let's see what happens December the 18th.
That's what I said now. Why march it in the time yet?
Okay. But you know what happened now, right?
What happened now?
They're going to have to pay them in December.
You don't have to pay them. That's what he said.
I know one thing. I hope the goat don't flare up. You all brand new crazy, marching up and down this hill. When your goat flare up, Kingsley
whenever you pay them like money, where's the tax? Where's the tax on them?
Cowboy.
Hey.
You know what have to happen now, right?
What happened now?
They're going to have to pay.
No, yes. It's spiritual advisor. This the time.
Yeah.
It's silly season.
Yeah.
All right,
thank you very much.
Okay, you'll have a nice day.
I can tell you one thing. When your goat flare up tonight, Kingsley ain't gonna be there, my brother. He's the Brian Ross of 2025. That's what I've dubbed him. And I'm calling for people like Burroughs them to go take that union from Kingsley anyway. We'll see you tomorrow.
If it's the Lord's will, we'll be back.